Alright, people. Looks like we're following Cartier Tank's game here. He wanted to play a rapid game before the Liga started. Um, I haven't been playing anything. Black resigned, white is victorious. They're up a billion pawns. It's pretty good. Um, my friend is texting me about chess. What's up, Clutch Easily? She, my friend is pretty funny, man. She, she's pretty new to chess. She's not even into chess. She's a mathematician, but she's going to be playing her dad in chess, and she's been playing with her husband and stuff. She sends me some pictures. It's really funny. She sends me pictures of this position, and she's like, one picture it's this position, and then the other picture it's like this position with this arrow going here, saying like, if they go here, can't I take this and then diagonal eat the rook? And I'm like, yeah. So she wanted to know how black defends against this position. I told her that she probably, could defend this pawn, presumably with the knight. But then she has to watch out for the bishop coming out and trying to checkmate her. Clutch Easily. What time, when are you playing this weekend? Because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do for streams. What's up, Cartier? We followed your game just now in the Owen defense. The opponent resigns, 3 pawns down. I'm for sure gonna do coverage on Thinker Teacher's channel today. I don't really know Thinker Teacher, but we have a mutual friend. I always play all 4 games like an absolute monster, trying to get all the experience since I don't play OTB. Okay. My plan was really to cover, I was going to cover 1 round this weekend, right? I was going to cover the Sunday 2nd round. That's all I was going to do. Yeah, Thinker Teach. I think it's all one word, no underscore, but that's, I think, his Lichess name and his Twitch name. I looked this up yesterday. He's this guy. He does a bunch of educational stuff on his stream. Hence the name Thinker Teacher. I think he's in the program, but he's not an active member of it, He doesn't actually participate in the stuff. I think he just kind of signed up to support the dojo, similarly to how our buddy Chess Numbers does it. I could do all sorts of things here. Yesterday we looked at some Morphe games and we did some tactics. I could look at a Morphe game. Andres, I woke up this morning and Andres had sent me 5 model games in the Bishop C4 Najdorf. We could skim through those or go through one of those. Please cover at least one of my games today. I'll be watching. You definitely can't, you definitely ought not to watch while you're playing, because we'll be talking about your game. Yeah, but Clutch Easily. I'm probably going to do the Liga here in 35 minutes because I'm a fucking degenerate. I didn't want to cover all the rounds. I have to do mathematics research and some programming, and I have to go to my buddy's house and watch the Super Bowl because he's a huge Chiefs fan. So I don't know how I'm going to fit in all that stuff and watch the Liga game. So I was only going to watch 1 round, but knowing me, I'll watch a lot of it because it's pretty fun. I like doing the commentary, and I think the people playing the games enjoy them, like Clutch Easily. I'm going to stack this computer back up higher. I had lowered it down We're going to use Gilbert Strang's Introduction to Linear Algebra. This book, Gilbert Strang is great. He has a really wonderful series. I think he's a professor at MIT. He's really old now. He's got a great series on linear algebra. It's got a bunch of good stuff actually on YouTube. This computer is balanced on like all sorts of wonderful textbooks. We have Stewart's Early Transcendentals. It's kind of my go-to calculus book. We have Alofi's Algebra Chapter 0, which is a very difficult abstract algebra book. We got a number theory book. Then we have 2 books by Strang. Pretty good. Yeah, put the computer back up a little higher. I'm gonna go blow my nose. Yeah. Cartier wanted to play a rapid game. If you want to fire up that rapid game, I would gladly watch you, Cartier. I'm gonna go blow my nose. I'll be right back. We'll throw on the Cartier TV until something else happens. I'll be right back. All right, let's see here. Looks like, is Cartier playing a game? No. Steve North is playing a game. Shout out to Steve. Let's see. I'm gonna go grab the dojo schedule because looks like that's what we're gonna do, right? It's the weekend. The people want to see the dojo classical games. Let me grab this link, open it up over here so we can kind of find our games. I already have 3 in mind that I would like to follow. Clutch Easily, you are Flaming Cobra, is that correct? This stuff takes forever to load. Like everything takes forever on my computer when I have the Streamlabs running. It's like, this is just trying to open a Google Doc and it's like impossible. So the games I want to follow the most in this morning around are Falk, with whom I will be doing some sparring presumably on Tuesday. We're going to play some Bishop C4 Najdorf. Me the white side, he the black side. I want to see Falk's game. I would like to see Clutch Easily's game here against Big Ben, Benji ES. And then we want to see M. Norris, because M. Norris is the goddamn strongest 1000 I've ever seen in my life. That's kind of the games that I would like to follow the most from this round. The evening round, I already told this to Cartier, but yeah, I'm gonna actually close this because it lags too much. This one I want to follow Thorbittle's games because he's the homie, Cartier's game because he's the homie, and same with Seth's game. Those would be the 3 that I would want to pick the most out of this one. But we got our buddy Flaming Cobra here too, and our 1000 from Hal M. Norris as well. Lots of good games here. The ones I'm really excited for, I was thinking I was going to commentate this last round because there's some pretty good matchups. We'd actually get to see Laurent play a game, and then Rook Handler, who watches the stream, plays Headcanon, who also watches the stream. Then Seth, who comes to the stream, plays Joel, who comes to the stream. So those seem like great ones. And my buddy Pumpkin the Cat, who actually is the go-between friend for me and Thinker Teacher is actually getting a game. He didn't get one last week. So this round is what I really thought I wanted to do. But it's going to cut it close with going to my buddy's house and doing the Super Bowl, and which means I'm just going to have to bust my ass and work in the morning. I don't really know what I'm doing, but is it just me or does it seem like Team Botvinnik plays way more games than the others teams? We the best team for sure. I noticed that there were some teams that have, there's like one team that has one team had a couple, like 3 players who were down to play all rounds every week. And some other teams just don't have anybody like that, which is interesting. I'm going to close this, though, because it lags and it bothers me. It looks like Sombrero is playing a game. Sombrero, a.k.a. Cartier. So let's see what he's doing. Sombrero is trying to stick in. We're going to probably see him play the Benko, because that's what he likes to do. What are we playing here? 15 plus 5 casual rapid against Nick Old Dragon. So Cartier tank is Sombrero here, for those who don't know. I'm going to use this time to set up finding the Liga games. I think me, M. Norris, and Head Cannon play all 4 every week. Yeah, there's somebody else too. I think this guy named Pyrek does as well. And I don't know. M. Norris, dude. M. Norris is like an absolute monster. He's like the last 1,000 I would ever want to get paired against. Like, not even close. But maybe you're saying that you guys are all on the same team. I don't really know who's on which teams. I don't really care about the team aspect so much. When I played the first season and realized that there wasn't really any team communication going on my team, I started thinking of it less as a team event and more as like a preparation event. But we shall see. Let's see. What happened here? This looks very weird. Very kind of non-standard here. Let's see. So he took. Now it's, yeah. It's more like a Sicilian where white has not played e4. I don't know about that move. Yep, I think Cartier is doing very well here. He controls the entire center. I don't know about pushing again, but I would just develop a minor piece, whether knight c6 or bishop somewhere. Probably. We chat in our team channel a decent amount, and Head can't help me a lot so far, but it's mostly just everyone for themselves, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, the one season I played, there wasn't much chat in our team channel. Though one person did try to get it going a little bit. I think that was literally PB Corporeal, who watches the channel. Our friend Banausos. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I guess what he's trying to do is Dami Mommy the knight here. But, you know, maybe they can kind of do some action here. Let's see. E3 check. Takes. Wait, what? Oh, that's cute. He's sacking a piece because if bishop takes and then we play pawn takes, he has to play king take, or he has to play king here and not, otherwise he loses the queen. So he believed him, which I don't know if I would. My back is already going out. Okay. They trade queens. This is a live position. Ooh, what just happened to my back? Too much leaning forward, reading the goddamn chat. Need to get a second monitor. Yeah. Cartier, I don't know if this is really what I want to watch right now. I kind of want to look at some of those Bishop C4 Najdorf games. Because I'm going to be watching, you know, dojo games in a minute here. I also kind of want to cook some breakfast. Yeah, okay. I had some coffee. I kind of want to have some more. I might make some more later. We're just kind of making shit up here. Where's Mr. Charlie Silva at? He ain't here. He doing his own thing. Where's Charlie? Clutch easily. Is there anything you want to look at or talk about before your game here? And we got VODs, dude. That was you who wanted the VODs, right? I got that going. You can watch the VOD. But understand, we're going to be jumping around between probably 3 games. So it's not going to be just straight on your game the whole time. So you're going to have to skim the VOD. But we got to watch M. Norris. M. Norris is like an absolute monster of a player. Let's see if we can pull him up. This is the homie M. Norris. We might have to log in here. This type of game. Let's see. This one. Let's see. He says, my opponent this round I had played last week twice. Wow. One of the games was the Semi-Slav game. I saw that one. Mind going through it real quick, or you don't have time since I wasn't here last Sunday much? No, I don't mind. Can you type your user? Can you like link your profile in the chat? I'm gonna mute Cartier's game. M. Norris is insane, buddy. M. fucking Norris. This is the game he lost against the 1550. Clutch easy on Lichess. Okay, I can find it. Versus Benji 69. Nice. M. Norris like had a winning. He missed a tactic against this 1550. Like instead of just winning a pawn, M. Norris like made a move and then later lost a pawn, and then probably had good drawing chances because he found another tactic. But if he played a bit more accurately, a bit more tactically aware, he could have probably beaten this 1550 out of the opening, which is really insane for somebody rated 1,000. Only 11 games here, Clutch easy. You sandbagging this. This one, I remember. We looked at it mostly from the white perspective and I thought black was playing pretty well. We're going to ban the computer. Chess.com, yummy. Well, we want to watch this guy, this 1,000 Delver. He's really fucking out of control. So this is Clutch Easily's game from last week, and I don't know much about these positions, but I do have some feelings when I watch this game because don't really play the Semi-Slav from either side, though I started to kind of recently, but I'm gonna go back to E4. So here we go. Bishop G5, probably one of the more aggressive ones. Clutch easily subscribes. Thank you. That's very nice. We got this position. This is something Kaleidoscope Guy knows way more than I do. E3, okay. Um, my first question is, can you just play B5? Which you do play, right? Like, I don't really know exactly these positions and what's going on here, but I'm assuming you want to play E4, you want to play the knight in here. They get this kind of standard semi-Slav situation. And you said that a lot of this was preparation, clutch easily. So I don't know how far your preparation goes. Um, I mean, did they want to play A4? I don't know exactly, but and I don't have much. I mean, I remember this game. I don't have much critique on your end. I have more critique on the white side. I don't like some of the decisions they made here. I don't know. He's afraid of this pawn or this bishop or something. So I think this all looks kind of normal. Probably knight bd7 or okay, just castle develop. I don't know. I feel like white just ends up with kind of a passive position out of the opening. And black gets to kind of do everything they want. A3 is a waste. Yeah, I would agree. I don't really know what they're doing. Like, I thought they wanted to play E4. I was expecting E4 when he played E3 to attack my knight. Or A3. Or after E3, I basically had a free pawn. I think so. And, I mean, I thought you were going to try to play A6 and then play, like, C5 or E5. Like, maybe A6, queen, C7, and then try to, like, get in some of these moves and, like, liberate this bishop. Or something. Because the bishop can't sit here behind this pawn all day. And you can't just play c5 without dropping this immediately. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't know these positions, but I feel like you're comfortable enough here. You're kind of just up a pawn for not much, aka nothing. Okay, I don't really know what the opponent's doing. You're scared of opening up the d file. Clutch easily. So, I mean, I have to imagine that this position is very good for black. Like, very good. And I think that this move almost just prompts you to play a6, which is the move you want to play anyways. And if he takes here, I mean, you could take this way and like liberate this bishop. And I think he does take here at some point, and you liberate the bishop. And both, I think it was Yuli and I, who's another player. Yuli's a pretty good player. We were just both like, oh no, what did white do? So this rook c8, I don't really know exactly what are we trying to play c5? What are we doing with the rook c8? Because you are going to allow him to come here, right? You're allowing this move. Wherein presumably you're going to play e5. Because I don't think, if he plays knight c5, I don't think you want to take this knight and then have them play pawn takes, because then it's like more difficult to liberate the bishop by pushing the pawn, because there would be a pawn in the way. You'd have to eat that pawn. But maybe if they play knight c5, you can play e5, trying to undermine the control of the knight. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know if we really wanted to allow this. Maybe it's fine. I don't know these positions. I don't really know. And it's early. 5:45. God damn. Yeah. So what happened here? You played this a6, okay. And then I think when he took here, I feel like that's kind of like very, very bad for him. I think this ab5 is like very, very bad. Because you play cb5, and now I think it's kind of like a dream position. Like you liberate this bishop, this guy is hanging, or like this pawn is hanging rather. You can play e5 potentially. Like you have, I don't know. This looks very, very good. Granted, they have like b3 to try to chip at you, but this is very, very good. I don't know. It's probably, what do you think this, how do we evaluate this? Like minus a lot? Yeah, this is like very, very good. I don't know if you have any critiques on how Black played the opening here, Kaleidoscope Guy, but um, yeah, I mean, White really helped you here. White played this knight c5, and then they took this pawn and let you like take back this way, which is really good for you. Just all your pieces are good, and like you have e5 coming, and you can bring the rook, and like you can also is so good, so good. Even though he takes this, I don't really care. Doesn't really matter to me. I would take that now probably, yeah. Yeah, I mean, from here on out, it was pretty smooth. After e3 and a3, my brain shut off. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of how I felt. I think when I've seen people play bishop g5 against the semi-Slav, I see like a more crazy variation with like e4, and White is like hanging a piece for a while and then like gets his piece back in this Botvinnik variation. Both games I played against him were really good for me, so not many things to critique. I play him as White today though. Yeah, I mean this was really a stomp. This game was not close, and then you ended up promoting this pawn, and yeah, it's just the opponent played really passive in the opening. We could go check against the database. I think you played fine. Like in this position, like I would assume that people want to play e4. Is there? I'm in the Esserman database. He played e4. E4, right? Like when you derail the pawn from the center, I think you want to play e4. And there's some crazy variations surrounding people playing h6 and you like pushing the pawn and stuff, right? So here's this b5. I'm just kind of looking at the database here and this Botvinnik. It's crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with this one, but I think it's h6. Yeah, he played really passive, which is kind of a good way to play against. I mean, your opponent is rated what 1300 on Lichess, and they're playing d4, and you know maybe they kind of fall into. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about prepping all this, man. You can study this type of variation forever. Like one day when I get good at chess, I probably want to read that book by Shirov, his Fire on Board book. Fire on Board book. He's got a whole thing on this variation. He's got like a whole chapter dedicated to it, or like a whole section of the book. But yeah, you don't want to play like such a weenie. But I think that that's kind of common. Like you're a low-rated player and you don't want to get blasted out of the opening, so you play d4 and you play like a weenie. What is temporary move storage? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I don't think there's much to say, man. I'm sorry, but I don't know if you want to allow this knight c5. I mean, I don't know these positions all that well. I hate playing against d4, e4 is much more fun. I don't know this type of position very well, but I have seen this idea of playing a6 in similar positions and then trying to play c5. So I have to wonder if I can go with that instead of moving this knight. I mean, maybe it's harder to play c5 because they might try to play. I don't know. You have three things there. They have two. You're okay. I wonder if this was maybe a faster way to try to liberate your position. Let's just give this guy kind of a random developing move because he seems to play random developing moves. I wonder if something like this would be good. Probably not because I might have my queen. Like you said, you were afraid of the d file. So maybe we have to wait a little bit more and play something like queen c7. Maybe. But then maybe our bishop is a little loose. So maybe this is why you tried to trade bishops. I'm just exploring it. I don't really know what we're doing here. I have a default thing where I want to improve my bad pieces. Like, that's just kind of how I roll. So I see this guy, he's kind of crying behind this pawn. So my first thought is, how can I make him better? So that's why I'm coming up with this a6, c5 idea. And of course a6 here to protect this pawn, so when I play c5 that this isn't hanging. But I don't know. I don't know. We can dick around here and try to find some other ways to play. I mean, maybe your move is totally fine. It's just, what are you going to do if he takes, like, your knight? Then I guess you're going to take his bishop? Was that the plan? Like, what are you going to do here if he takes this? You're going to try this type of shit? Or you're going to take here first? Or what? Like, which pawn, though? My game against him as white, I had a crazy rook sack. Okay. I might have seen it, I don't know. You can take with the c? Sure. Let's say he takes off this bishop, and you take back. Now, is your plan to play, because this bishop really blows. This is my point here, is this bishop is hot fucking trash. And I want it to not be trash. I mean, there are some worlds where you can play like bishop c6, knight b6, eventually push this and like stick the bishop over here. There's some ideas in like a French positions where you can get the bishop out over there. You have more space, you thought. I agree you have more space on the queen side, but this piece is so bad because all your pawns are on the light squares. This bishop is no bueno. His pawns are like on the dark squares and he has a light square bishop, so it's not really, you can weave between them, kind of. You have more space, I agree. But I always I think a lot about piece quality as a default. Oh yeah. Okay. Our games are gonna start up here in about 5 minutes. I just don't know about this. Like, I don't know if this is a good position. Might be. Because white's a little cramped. It's just, this is so bad. I really hate having bad pieces. Which is why I was thinking, instead of this knight d5, we could do something. Because I really don't want to have to close this down. I was trying to figure out a way where we could play c5 to liberate the position. I'm going to maybe make a little bit more interesting of moves to try to stop the c5. We're going to kind of get our stuff going here. We'll play this type of way. And now if we were to play c5, I think we're kind of in trouble with, maybe we elastic band it, rubber band it. No, because knight takes hits our queen. I don't think we can play c5 here. Maybe we can. I'm trying to imagine what happens if they play d5. I'm just a little bit worried about this bishop here. But this would be kind of what I would want to go for. Something in this vein. Maybe not yet. Maybe we have to make some more preparatory moves or something like that. I don't really know exactly what's going on here. Then maybe they, I mean, if they play this, maybe we just, I don't know. What about this? I mean, they have a lot of things here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3. I don't know. But I feel like you have a plan because black has just not been, or white has just not played very ambitiously with this E3 and A3, as Kaleidoscope Guy points out. Very unambitious play. Very unambitious. All right. I might put some more coffee on. The game should start in 3 minutes here. Falk, M. Norris. Delver, are you still here? If so, I want to show you this fucking game, this 1000 played. It's really out of control. It's really, really out of control. That's why we have Chess.com open. It's only to watch this one guy. He's like 14-3, 1000. He's not cheating either, you know? He's pretty out of control. Maybe I could just link the game. Copy link address. This game is really out of control. This is where the opponent plays that gambit that I think you play in the Italian sometimes. Sorry we didn't watch your game, Cartier. Let's maybe go check it out. See if it's still going. White resigned. The Benko is victorious. Though it was really not so much a Benko. It got kind of goofy. The sound's back on over here. I mean, this is just better for black. Like already here. Like much better. I don't know if I believe this either though. Like what if he just takes? Like what if he just takes the bish and takes and plays king e2? Is there something that wins on the spot? Yep, bishop check wins on the spot. So I do believe you. I do believe you. Very nice. Okay. He trades queens with this position with those pawns. Okay. So material even. White with the worst structure with one move behind in development. With 2 moves behind in development because they play this a3. So I mean I definitely like black here. With the connected rooks, the king, you know, safe castle, better structure, no pawn weaknesses. I mean we have this kind of weak d5 square, but we shall see. He just hangs this pawn here too. I'd probably take that one, yeah. Okay, so now you're, excuse me, now you're just up a pawn. Wow, my voice. Up a pawn for nothing, seems pretty good. 7th rank, doubling up. Yeah, this is just kind of the prescription of winning the game, I guess. Offers to go into a losing endgame. Or not losing, but like worse. You're just down a pawn for nothing. Trying to dominate the horse, I guess. I mean, I would have brought the king, but, you know, this seems fine, right? Here comes the king. Now they have 2 isolated pawns. You have 2 connected pass pawns. It's pretty bad, man. All right, Clutch. Good luck. Have fun. Yeah, I mean, this was pretty big victory, Cartier. Like, that wasn't really close. Just kind of smashed this guy off the board. Bravo. I'm gonna start my game. See you later. Yeah, very smooth game. Um, I would have a tendency to not play e5 when you or d5 when you played. I would have just like developed something here. I don't think I would have played d5 or d4, excuse me. I mean, I get that it takes the square from the knight, but this is kind of like this kind of reminds me of some Sicilian position where like white doesn't know what they're doing. Like, oh, I can't go back here. I can. Like some type of Sicilian where um let's make it this one here. So let's make it a Najdorf or something where um so I mean against every move except bishop g5 and bishop c4 you can get away with playing e5 because they can't go over here. So like if you played bishop e2 you can play e5 because they can't go here. It really reminds me of a game like this, and you usually can either just take this or just play d5. So it really reminds me of some type of position like this, um, which is just known to be good for black. I mean, I don't know if it's exactly this move here, or if we're going to take this, or, you know, some combination of something involving knight takes e4, bishop takes f5, or d5 is kind of what your opening reminds me of because I saw these pawns and this knight and stuff, you know. So it's like it's in the same category as a kind of known to be good position for black. So I mean, then that was like move 4 or whatever, which is just crazy. I have a thing where sometimes my brain turns off if I'm like up a piece for nothing, or if my opponent plays like total nonsense, or you know. Let's still see if any of the games have been posted. We got Clutch Easy. We know Falk is playing too, so our 3 games are going to be Clutch Easy, Falk. Oh, Falk's game just got posted. Beautiful. So here, and then our buddy M. Norris. Fucking the most dangerous 1000 round. He just absolutely crushed Steve O'Ward in like this Carol Khan game. Absolutely brutal. So we got Clutch. We're going to keep this one closed. We're going to ban that. M. Norris is already going. Beautiful. And here's Clutch's game. Looks like an open Sicilian, bishop c4 variation, which is what I'm going to start playing. So let's just see it from the top, make sure we all understand. So this is like, these guys are playing some sharp ass shit. We got 1200 rated Najdorf action. Bishop c4, e6. Well, I thought castles is not the move. I thought, you know, bishop b3 is the main move. We have to maybe try to understand why. Maybe there's some type of like 94, d5. Getting this fork. So did Clutch Easy allow that, or is it just totally fine here? I feel like bishop b3 is the main move. They might just transpose to something, though. He's asking the bishop to move. I imagine bishop b3. I don't think we can sack here. We want to keep our sacks available here. Let's check up on M. Norris, see what kind of opening position they got over here. I gotta slide my phone. This is Sicilian Alapin. M. Norris with the fucking low T openings, but that's fine. E5. Okay, so these guys don't know openings, which is good. M. Norris is gonna probably bring some hurt, dude. I can see M. Norris just like playing this like a fucking chill, slow game here. Knight BD2 castles, you know. You can see that type of thing happening. D5, just hanging a pawn. I really am scared for the opponent. This game seems to be a shorter time control, 45 plus 15 as opposed to 90-30. Trades off the bishop, so he's up a pawn. This guy's under attack. This guy's under attack. These guys are doubled. I imagine M. Norris, he seems kind of like the D3 type of guy. But maybe he's going to go takey and try to takey here. Okay. M. Norris might just blast this guy right off the fucking board. Let's find Falk. Wow. Find Falk's game. I have other shit I wanted to do too. But now here I am watching the dojo. So they started. Old Indian. Falk is great. I mean, Falk's a great kind of universal player. He plays D4, he plays E4. So D4, I feel like this move is wrong though. This is one thing I've learned recently is that, excuse me, D4, D6, C4 is the wrong move because black can go equal with E5. And if you really want to force this type of ending, it's not so bad for black at all because they have C6 move available. So I'm kind of the opinion that this is like not the right move is one of the things I've learned recently. And that, you know, and Falk as a universal player would probably be totally fine playing against the Pirtz, Perk. So I'm very surprised to not see this. I mean, and Falk is a very well prepared player, so I'm really surprised by this C4. C6. Okay. Okay. Ay. Whatever. You do you. I'm imagining he's going to take. I imagine there's going to be some type of take, and then try to use these dark squares, maybe for some horses at some point here. Kind of similar to some variations in the King's Indian. Yeah, this is interesting. So yeah, he okay. Clutch went with Bishop. Old Indian, kinda. I don't know. It's kind of bizarro. Kind of bizarro, right? Like I'm already confused from move 2. Why he didn't play E4. Again, this is like one of those more advanced things I know, but I don't know shit about basic chess. Headcanon's got a game going as well, playing his Jobava London. We might check it out if he comes back, but I don't want to focus on that game. Yeah, this one so far is the most interesting to me. I mean, I'm very interested to see how this Bishop C4 Najdorf is handled at this level. One of the things I was thinking about covering this morning were these Bishop C4 Najdorf games that 2c4. This is what I've learned from Jesse as well. 2c4 e5. Black has a fine game. I was listening to another title player talk once, and somebody, because the title player was trying to explain to the lower rated players that d4 c4 he can play against pretty much everything, and like after d4 he was asked like which moves would you not play c4 against, and e6 or d6 was one of them. And presumably like g5, because you would just take it. I don't know. So what is this, a3? This is pretty weak. This is pretty soft. This is pretty soft. I would expect either like some bishop g5 or some queen f3 action instead. a3 is very soft. What is that about? Very, very soft. Very limp, as our buddy Chewy might put it. Could the b have got the e pawn? You want to just take here? Yeah, I mean, this is an idea. It's an idea. After he plays bishop here, I think the b have gotten the e pawn before. I mean, you're saying this center fork idea? Yeah, I was unsure because I think instead of castles, the usual move is bishop b3, which gets out of any of these ideas. I don't know about e pawn, but I don't know. This I think is fine. I think we've like kind of transposed to a really normal position where like this is a common move. I don't know I mean, I can throw the database on, but I think we've transposed to something that's like pretty normal before this a3. So before this rook e1, this is uncommon. Like castles is apparently a played move, but I feel like bishop b3 is the main move. And I guess they can't go for this. It was just a question I had. b5, bishop b3. And now I think we're kind of back in the main position. And after bishop e7, I feel like bishop g5 is a move. I don't know the positions, so I haven't studied them. Queen f3. Okay, beautiful. Another move I suggested. I guess bishop g5 not here. Maybe that's in these lines where before b5 they play bishop e7 first. So like that's just a whole different story. Like in this position, if they played bishop e7, or hold on, why did we castle? I don't really want to dig into the opening theory here. That's like a job I want to do later. I feel like if they play bishop e7 here, then bishop g5 is one of the main moves. Jesus Christ, I don't know a goddamn thing about chess. Oh no, we can get like an English attack thing. Okay, anyways, I want to go back to the game. Back to the game. Back to the game. So clutch easy is 2-0 here against our boy Benji. a3 very limp. Protecting this pawn. I don't like how white's playing this game, that's for sure. But the game is not going to be decided by nuances in the opening. I don't think. Not going to be decided by nuances in the opening. Tell Charlie I'm live. Thanks, Cartier. I see your post. We could fire up Headcanon's game as well, because he posted it. And he is kind of one of our regular characters that's around. What time is it for Charlie? He's probably doing like family stuff. I don't even know what time. It's probably the afternoon. What time in Dubai? Okay, let me come back to the screen. We could fire up the headcanon game, but I mean, the Falk game I think is going to be the most interesting from like a high quality chess perspective. Let's go back and look at this weird Alapin. What up, Erikito? We are following a few Dojo Liga games. This one here is M. Norris, who is the strongest 1,000 to ever exist. And we're going to see how he plays this game. They got this weird position where I think White's already much better. He decided to play maximally and take the pawn. Now d3, presumably, right? But we have to, of course, be aware of like castles and knight takes, but it's 2 pieces for a rook, so that's fine. M. Norris is going to take that pawn. Nope. Defending. Attacking a b pawn. And here's where we are. I could see M. Norris going with queen c2. And he does. I think it would be quite strong to, stick a knight on c4 for White. He wanted to defend the pawn. You prefer black here? I don't know. I don't think I do. Knight c4 looks really good. He eliminates a knight, sure. M. Norris thinking about recapturing. Okay. I mean, I feel like we're just kind of up a pawn for not much. And dude, M. Norris, you got to see this game. I don't know if it's still in my copy paste here. Let's see. This is, nope, it's not. Damn. Ooh, right here. Erikito, you got to look at like how he plays this game and tell me that this guy's not one of the strongest 1,000s you've ever seen. And he's not cheating either. Like he's just not played enough games. He came into the chat and asked us to look at his game and stuff, and I was like, what the fuck am I looking at here? Now this looks kind of busted too, because I think we can just play d4, have not many worries. I mean, maybe we can play some c5 then, but I don't know. M. Norris plays like a lot of moves that I play. Kaleidoscope guy. I wasn't even planning on streaming this, and then some people messaged me asking me if I'm going to stream, and I'm like, well, fuck it, I might as well do it for a little bit. We're not sure how long we're going to do this, though. I got other shit to do. Quit chess. I mean, at the minimum, we can just take this. Like, go put a horse here, castle, be up a pawn against this at the minimum. M. Norris is a guy who does this type of shit, though. Okay, he's kind of kicking some ass here. Then black has 2x, 2x. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I see that he wants this, but I thought we were just going to try to play these moves. No, no, double. Wait, you love the double double? The heat, dude, it's cold. Wait. What is this move? It's a developing move. All right, I buy it. What's he planning on taking back with is my first question. Like, presumably he's going to take back with the bishop, right? I thought you were talking about these double pawns like this. I don't know if you're talking about cheeseburgers or something else. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about. These guys are playing quicker too. You know, this one's only a 45-15 as opposed to the other two are 90-30. Um, so we're getting a lot of moves here. Mommy cheeseburger. Let's go see how our boy Clutch Easy is doing. Oh, he took the bishop e6 happened in this game. Autocorrect. Yeah, this is a funny this opening here. I really don't buy this a3 one bit, and I don't buy this trying to play rook e1 to defend your pawn. Like, I now he's asking for it here, right? He's really asking for it. H3, what the fuck? If you thought Andres was mad at me, you got to see this shit. Andres did send me these games in the bishop c4 Najdorf. When I woke up this morning and he had sent me 5 model games, saying that you might enjoy this. This might be good for you to see, etc. So I would, if you're gonna bishop e6 him, why not bishop e6 him right here, where you're hitting the queen and you're hitting this third pawn? Like you're gonna get 3 pawns. So I think it's weirder to bishop e6 the guy here, where you're gonna yeah. Yeah, I thought he was gonna show me some bishop c4. I wasn't really sure. I didn't think it was a lesson. First of all, I thought he just wanted to show me some variations. Maybe like show me a model game, show me some ideas. But I mostly ended up doing a bunch of calculating, and that's fine and dandy and all. But at the end, I had asked him for some players to look at, and this morning he had sent me some games, which is super nice. So I put those in a study, and yeah. People like the Dojo Liga stuff, but I would be fine doing any other thing too. I could look at a Morphe game. I could look at one of those Andres games he sent me. Could look at, there's all sorts of stuff. Could work on some end games. Arakita, I was thinking about working on some end games, not just like tactics. Like on this Chess Tempo website, you can do this end game stuff. Because I'm really bad at just like basic ass end games. Like I don't even know kind of a lot of the glowy. I don't even know like a lot of the basic theoretical end games, like with 100% certainty. So not taking this, interesting. This is an interesting game. Accidentally just fell asleep. Okay, Charles. This game is weird. This game is kind of weird, but okay. I don't have a lot of basic endgame stuff down. Like some of the middle game concepts and some of like my opening understanding in some positions is like pretty high for my rating. And then some of my endgame stuff I think is like very, very low for my rating. So I had fired up this Chess Tempo website yesterday, and it was giving me kind of theoretical positions and you're supposed to win them, and probably ideally do it in like as few moves as possible. And it wasn't the easiest for me, you know. I haven't really practiced that stuff ever. Thanks for showing up, Glowworm. Charlie. Let's see if M. Norris has won this game already, because he's a monster. Glowy. I have to refresh because chess.com is pretty bad. I'll try to grab more people. Yeah, dude, more people are always better. I just can't believe how bad this website is. I thought about closing my account, but my account's like pretty old. So where did we get to? We got to this position, here, 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 here. Rook over. M. Norris defending. Presumably he wants to play bishop takes if takes takes. He wants to have like another defender here. Takes, yeah, bishop takes. Okay, this is about what I expected. Uh-oh. Wait a tick. Wait a tick. Is this the idea? I mean, that's no good. You can't do that. What's going on here? This is M. Norris's weakness, you guys. M. Norris is like a very... He's like even worse than me when it comes to wanting to try to improve his bad pieces and try to like reroute his horse to a good square, or like this guy cares about color complexes at the rating of 1,000. But he missed a tactic that could have won him the game and last week, and he allowed his opponent to do something cheap to him. Does this what am I missing here about this move? This just wins on the spot, yeah? No, Arakido, he missed a tactic yesterday or last week in one of his games against a 15-50. He was like beating this 15-50 out of the opening and the early middle game and just kind of missed a free pawn. Instead, he like blundered some shit. But he's got a blindness to this, like worse than me. Worse than me and worse than you, you know, like he has an aversion to calculating that goes beyond where you and I are. Because that just would have won him the game. And maybe it still wins him the game. Maybe not, because there's some moves like this. But I mean, M. Norris, he's just gotta find that move, dude. That's really out of control. Because now we have to like win the game again. I mean, I guess we're still threatening to play it now. Yeah, Charlie, this is the guy. This is our 1,000 from hell. But he's not. He should have just killed Bellamri's here. Let's go check out Falk. We haven't seen him in a minute. That guy just played h6, allowing the fork again. We haven't looked at this game much, other than in the opening here, we thought this c4 was an inaccuracy. Cartier and I, because of e5. We've learned this from Jesse's speedrun thing. Getting equality. Yeah. Well, but Arakido, the guy's like 29 years old, and when he was a teenager, he was like rated 1300 USCF, so he has like a chess background. The guy is like 14-3 on his account or whatever, and he was whipping on a 1550. So yeah, I don't think he's really 1,000. That's just kind of his current rating. I don't know what his actual rating would be on chess.com, but it's not 1,000. Just look at that game I posted. It's really out of control. So we got this kind of old Indian Czech perk type position thing here. Bishop e7 played. This is where we had stopped before. Castles. I'm expecting ED at some point here, and for black to try to like use these dark squares. Potentially. Something like that. Castles. H3. Perhaps trying to avoid black getting any trades. Knight BD7. Okay, or he didn't want to have this bishop get hit. Okay. Rook E8. Now D5. Presumably C5 here. Or no. Could also take it. Knight F8. Interesting. What's going on here? What's going on here? Rosenberg may stop by. Regular national master, Evan Rosenberg. Nice. Evan and I don't really have a relationship at all. I'm trying to understand this position from the framework I have of some King's Indian positions and some like check perk positions, and maybe I just need to be a little bit more concrete. I don't really know what black is doing. I thought that black was going to take on like this pawn structure transformation, but maybe, in that one it's kind of important to see who has control of the C file. And that seems like white could do it faster. I'm not sure if black is intending to play like an F5 move at some point, but white has a position where it's almost like ideal. It's not. I mean, they always have F3 bishop back if like F5 F5 F4, unless they're going to go knight G6 to F4. That could be a thing, but wouldn't you want your bishop Wouldn't you want your bishop here if that's your plan? You put your bishop there, you stick their knight there, so that if they ever take you, you get to ranch open the diagonal. Now, white is trying to get frisky here, it looks like, with F4. Which I kind of like. Kinda. I mean, I like the idea of getting frisky against this type of position, like this. Now what I want to know is, can black try to play against this e4 pawn by taking? Eventually having like a rook against this e4 pawn, maybe playing knight d7 to e5. That seems like a way to try to ban this structure. Yeah, I didn't even notice the knight on e2. Was trying to justify knight f8. Looks just ugly. Yeah, kind of. They're kind of just getting a little bit squished here, but can they get something if they take? And if they take, what's white even taking with? And is this whole idea just too slow? This idea of taking and like rerouting. I mean, they're really not in a beautiful position. White has not given black any trades. Well, it's black's move. So white can't play f5 right now because it's not their turn. You're saying if white got to go again, what's better? Like they're probably not going to allow that though. Yeah, that's why. Okay, if he got to go better, if he got to go again, it's hard to say. It might not even be either of those moves, Charles. It could be something like Queen E1, trying to bring in another piece to the party. Something like that. But it could be. I mean, this dominates this knight even more because the knight's pretty bad. It shuts out this bishop. But when he pushes here, it like shuts this out too. When he takes, he gets a file. But I mean, he could take too, right? Take, and then like I don't know. Lots of options there. But yeah, I don't think he was going to allow this. I think he was going to. I was more curious how Falk's going to respond here, and I was wondering if we can play some like knight d7s into here. White might even be able to sacrifice the e-pawn after knight e7. I'm trying to find a way that the black's pieces can be reasonable. I'm trying to like activate this rook against here, so I want to move this bishop. I'm trying to like resituate these knights in some capacity. He goes knight takes. Now, I like this position a lot for white. That's why I like the pawn sacrifice. I mean, I don't hate white sacking this pawn in some variations. Okay, he went with this knight. Maybe the idea for black is knight e5, knight d7, bishop f8, bishop g7. And then I think, maybe an okay position for black if they can, have 5 moves in a row. Activates light square bishop and kills their rook and allows d6 in some lines. So you're talking about playing e5, correct? Because that's a move I want to play as well. I mean, in some lines, like I don't know if I want to play it exactly here, because it comes with like taking here, but then maybe here. It's an interesting situation. But that's why I wanted bishop takes f4. So Arakito variation. You wanted bishop f4, and like say the move that was played in the game. You're saying you want to play here? Instinctively, yes. I mean, instinctively, I do too. I think it's really funny how you and I are so lazy. Instinctively, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, we want to we want to like activate our bad bishop that's sitting behind these pawns. Instinctively, yes, I agree. Instinctively, if we can activate all of our pieces at the expense of some pawns, and then we can claim that like this is kind of a bad situation, instinctively that should lead to checkmate based on the experience that we have with like all the open lines. Okay, back to the game. Instinctively lazy than just bad. I don't know what that means. Okay. So I think black's kind of wiggling their way back here. With some series of moves like this, I think I know the solution as well. That's what I thought it was going to be, quit chess. So what do we want Falk to do in this exact position? Well, it kills two of their pieces, activates two in ours, and we can get a past D pawn. You're talking about with your bishop f4 or still playing e5 here? I don't think playing e5 here kills two of their pieces. I don't love this for white. I feel like black has kind of crawled back a little bit. Resign. End stream. Fuck chess. Autocorrect is kicking your ass, Arakito. I mean, I think this would be a good, like, this is probably a position where white needs to try to find something good. And it's not so easy. What was the idea behind d5? To give up the dark squares, presumably. Let's scroll back a little bit. This whole thing is a little bizarre. I don't know what his idea with d5 was. Like right into the c6 pawn? I don't know about this. I mean, presumably his idea was he was trying to lock it down and play f4, but I don't know exactly how good that is. When he played f4 and the guy took, Arakito was suggesting bishop takes, which I think kind of makes some sense too. And with the idea of, you know, one of these knights going to d7 and then trying to play e5 and activate all of our pieces. I don't know. Maybe it's just misguided. Because I think it's a lot harder for white now. Black has really easy stuff like these moves. And their position seems okay. I don't even know if you want to play all those moves, but something like that. Also, why do you want to lock it down before f4? I'm not sure. I'm not the Falk mind reader. Though I will be playing Falk on Tuesday, presumably if our schedules work out. Gonna mess around with the bishop c4 Najdorf. Where neither of us know what the fuck we're doing. But he does. Falk is one really booked up type of guy. What was the idea behind playing chess? Yeah, that's a good question. It's a good question. It seems to attract, a specific type of obsessive type person. So maybe there wasn't really an idea. It's just like you saw it, you got into it, and you didn't have a choice. Oh yeah, no, we're watching 3 live games. To teach people that property is worth more than people. Yeah, Falk is, his ratings here, he's like 1800, 1900 on chess.com. Or I think he's like 1900 rapid on chess.com. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know where I think he plays more on chess.com. But Falk's pretty good. I've played with him several times. We've exchanged games. Like, I'm talking 90 plus 30. Let's see if this 1000 from hell has destroyed the opponent yet. Let's see if he found that fork eventually, because that was really out of control that he had not found this fork. M. Norris. Probably my favorite player in this league, because he's just such a sandbagger. It's out of control. So we got here, we got this position, and M. Norris did not fork him with e5. Instead developed his last piece, improving the last piece. Not the worst thing in the world, but at 1000 level, you just have to take their free things. Played f3, h6. Did he find it now? Yes, he found it now. Good. Okay, so now this game's pretty over. Ah, very interesting. Goes for it anyways. We're going to get the queen for the 2 rooks here. But, he lost a piece too, right? So he's kind of just down a piece. You don't want to get banned. Takey, takey, takey. All right. I mean, the game's not over, but it's over. What is going on? Yeah. This looks bad. This looks really like he's trying to bro. M. Norris wants to go into this ending. Why isn't he? What's going on? Okay, fair enough. So this is our live position. Yeah. I mean, instead, can we just play check or check and then play queen here? And there's really nothing that the opponent can do because we can always step here and there's no more check here. Like, I would just try to kill the guy, right? He does win the pawn ending, which is like probably what he's okay with. But we don't have to win the pawn ending. We can just win the game immediately. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. We'll come back to that. I do want to see let's see what kind of decision Falk made here. He went with queen c2, which I don't understand again. Okay, I feel like black is fine now. Do you guys think black is doing just a-okay here? After 95? Presumably he's playing 95, right? That's why he played 97. I mean, he's still a little squished and he's not getting any trades, but seems like black is doing fine. See if my friend texted me anymore about chess. Nice. Looks like we have. Yeah, I wouldn't even move that bishop. I mean, maybe he's just going with the philosophy of I don't want any trades at all, but like I would be fine losing this bishop, I guess, with these pawns. It's just maybe that'll just be too easy for black though if he lets him take the bishop. Like if he allows takes, you know, knight back, and then just like replace the knight. No, we're a little less cramped because we've gotten a trade. So I guess maybe that's Falk's plan. Try to give no trades, but maybe even bishop d8 to b6 coming. Maybe that's an idea. That's an idea. Falk wants to make black suffer through trying to improve their pieces. But I think black is the one who's making improvements. I think every move here kind of increases the quality of black's pieces. Like I think before black's pieces overall were worse, and now they're kind of just getting better. Yeah, I mean, trading off those bishops would be pretty good, Arakito. Try to leave white with this one. Come on, M. Norris. Let's see what happened, buddy. What happened over here? Attacking a pawn? Bro. Like, come on. Find this one. Please find this one. Bishop d8, a3. What, to play b4? Good morning, Drunky Skunky. Come on, M. Norris. Find this move. You can do it. I know you're not into tactics, but goddamn, please, young man. Yes, M. Norris. Brutality from M. Norris. Let's go back to Falk. How about queen a8, f8? Low on ranch. Greetings, greetings, people. And the resignation, M. Norris with the W. M. Norris, there, he's got to be one of my favorite players. I mean, not really. He's actually like kind of one of my least favorite players because he's just so much better than the other 1000s. It's really not fair. But okay. What M. Norris needs to do is play some rapid games on this account and like boost the rating. Because it's not fair that he's playing 1000s when the guy's like 15-3. With loss to like 1550. Okay, M. Norris with the W. Are there any other games in the Dojo Discord that I'm not like looking at here? I know there's the headcanon game, but I'll probably pull that up when he comes into the chat after the game because he always comes in, which is cool. Drunky Skunky. Mr. Charlie Silva is probably 1300 to 1500. Probably. He plays, here's another game that let's check this one out too. Greetings to Kaleidoscope Guy. M. Norris has some conceptual things down that are like, you know, above that 13 to 1500 level, but then sometimes his tactics are just like below that level, you know? Sometimes his tactics are like 1150. So, but, you know, everybody's kind of a culmination, like they're a culmination of all their skills, or like the average of all their skills. So let me fire up this new game we haven't taken a peek at. One of the players is 2250 in classical with a question mark. D. Jason Unchained. But D. Jason Unchained is 1600 in Blitz, so that I think is very suspicious. But he's a well-known quantity in these dojo Liga situations. But whenever I see something like this, I would assume that this is kind of fucked up. Like, how are you 2300 in some like longer time controls, but 1600 and 1300 in like faster time controls? Makes me very, very uneasy. We're watching these games from the Chess Dojo Liga. It's like a team tournament. They do games on the weekend. They do 90 plus 30 usually classical games. It's for chess tryhards, where I would kind of put myself. Yeah, 1300 bullet, but 2300 rapid. Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. It's possible that he only plays bullet while he's like drunk driving or something on his phone. So, I don't know. We never really know. This was that Bishop C4 Najdorf game, which I want to go back and look at. We're going to do it from the top here. This is our buddy Clutch Easy, who is in the chat. I hope he's a cheater. I don't think he is. I wish we had the chess cheat emote. But they played this Bishop C4 Najdorf at the, 1200, 1700. Who knows? These guys have played each other a few times, twice last weekend. Can still hope. I think Bishop B3 is kind of the main move, but whatever. Castles here, Bishop B3 is like a transposition-ish, right? Okay, Bishop E7, and now this limp-ass A3. Terrible. Rook E1, with the idea, I think he's just trying to defend his pawn, which I think is like the wrong sentiment to have in this opening. And later he plays Bishop E7, which, if you're going to play Bishop E7, I would probably pop it off here. Takes. You get 3 pawns for it. And then stick a knight on F5. It's pretty good. But he places the limp-ass H3. Yeah, exactly. Bishop E6. Bishop E6, F E6, knight E6, queen A5? No, queen B6. Then knight G7 check, and then king F8, and knight F4 or F5, and you're just kind of banning the guy. Yeah, it's a normal motif, right? Oh, you play Bishop H. Okay, yeah. I've done that sometimes. Knight G7, Bishop H. But this is some of the limp ass shit, right? This is like super duper limp. And then only once the guy castles, now he goes for Bishop E6. This is kind of where we left off before, which I think is like probably now not as good of a time. +1 on Bishop H6. Yeah. I mean, I've done that thing to people before. Makes sense. It makes sense. I just see a beautiful square here too, and it's like really, I want to put a piece there. But, so Benji did not take this bishop. Benji played knight C5, attacking the bishop, putting more pressure onto the E4 pawn. Which is a weird choice, but okay. Because I think you could have just taken the bishop there, then knight takes, you move the queen, and if he takes the rook, you're getting 2 pieces for the rook and, a couple pawns or whatever, but Bishop D5 was played. Okay, seems reasonable. Takes. Now we have this position here, rook C8. Knight F4. Bishop F6. I mean, Bishop F8 was also legal. Bishop F4 first. Come here, tickle the pawn. I mean, this looks pretty good for our white player, I would say. Instead of knight F5, Bishop F4 first. 4K. For something concrete? To make knight f5 hurt more because you're hitting this and this? Or just to develop and attack the pawn? Is bishop f4 good, or is it better to go to e4? Bishop f4 has only the queen supporting it. Well, I don't think he wants to gum up the file. Win d6, win the game. Yeah. Simple chess. I mean, bishop f4 here still, right? Bishop f4 here. Yeah. I mean, Charlie, we're like straight up attacking this thing, though. It's like a concrete situation. If we just go here, I don't know what we're doing. This is an option as well. Yeah, it's check. We see it. You guys like that, huh? Knight h6, king f8. Yeah. Knight h6, king f8. I mean, if you want to be crazy about it, you could play like rook takes, queen takes, and then like knight takes here, hitting the queen. If bishop takes, then we could play bishop here, but I guess they have queen f8 saving the day. That's like a way to play crazy. Delver's suggesting knight h6, king f8, bishop f4. And they can't take the knight because bishop takes his mate. They're going bishop h6, which I don't know if I love. In fact, I don't like it. I don't like it. Man, one sec. Okay, let's see. You likey, Ranchy. It's all fine, says young Delver. He likes gross things. Yeah, that's not wrong. So basic move is g6, right? This is basic move here, asking our knight to move. But then we have takes and takes, which seems good. I just don't like that the bishop's stuck here, but I think it's all good here. Both will start to lose, then when the engines are flipped on, the robots will battle it out. This is the thing that I like about the dojo, is that people aren't cheating. This just loses, I'm pretty sure, to this variation I just mentioned, taking, taking. And like all your things are attacked. And it looks like our boy Clutch Easy is going to clutch this one out easy. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. Rookie one should have been played first. Yep, probably. Looks like it, Arakido. Norris was victorious. What's up, Norris? Norris. You gotta play some rapid games on that account against the pool. You gotta go play like 15 games against the pool, 20 games, and get your rating to where it actually is. Because battling these 1000s, man, it's not. That ain't it. That ain't it for you. Norris, dude. You want to look at your game, or what's up? Would my board change mid-liga? I don't know. You'd have to ask like somebody who runs the league, like DM Hokie or Mitch or Kostya or something. So this looks over. We can take a peek at Norris's game. Maybe we can come back and look at Falk a little bit. I like when people sandbag their ratings. Yeah, I like when people try to get like a 1000 rated bullet rating when they're actually more like a 2400 level player. It's kind of funny. Everyone gets pissed. Norris isn't sandbagging. It's just, it's a new account and stuff. You guys know my reference, right? So this is the last we saw was this bishop e2, then bishop d7. I didn't expect this move. IRL, I was 1265 as a kid. Going up to 1100 is my rating on any account. Yeah, Charlie thinks you play between 1300 and 1500, which I would say is probably true. The rating doesn't matter. Bishop d7 is interesting. b3.